Well, hi there folks. First of all, an apology. I had hoped to get this video up over the weekend, but I had a few problems with my camera. As most of you know, I'll record from my phone, as it's the most suitable camera I have. But it did fail me on a couple of occasions. Now, hopefully I've got this sorted. So, without further ado, this week we have Bandai's 1/144th scale Millenium Falcon from, of course, The Force Awakens. So, later model with the square dish. Now, of course, I have to be honest, I have opened this because, of course, I tried to film this when the camera failed, but we shall try again and hopefully we'll be successful. So, outside of the box, we've got some lovely views on the side here of what the models look like, some of the details, including all the crew there, some stills from the film. Again, box art on the side, and I do believe on the opposite side as well. Yep. And then again, some of the details of the kit there, including the stand. For those of you who follow such things, this is kit number 0202288. So, let's take a look. Very, very deep box, and it's rammed full. So, there we go. Let's take a look. See, now, originally, I should point out, all of these sprues were individually wrapped. Okay, and it's a big thing for some people. As I say, I did have some problems with filming before. So, instructions time. Nice clear satin finish. Of course, everything in Japanese, but it's not a problem. It really isn't. These things speak for themselves. First page here, usual call-outs, parts call-outs, sorry, an explanation of, or should be a basic explanation of decals and taking pieces off the sprue to be careful. Easy enough for most people. Starting off kind of traditionally with the cockpit, as though it's a little aircraft. The little dark shadow shows you what part you're working on, which is pretty cool. Going into crew options there, and adding the cockpit to the main sponsoon that holds it off. Now, you've got an option here for the canopy. That is a clear piece, glazed, or non-glazed. Now, this is a hangover from the original models for filming. They didn't have any glazing in because it would reflect in the camera. So you can do it that way, or you can do it traditionally with the glazed, of course. Added benefit, of course, if you hate masking canopies, you can do it, like they do in the films. On to the next page here, into the docking clamps on the front there. First one on this side, and then the opposite side. Sandwiching various details between the two halves, around the edges, and then again around the edges with extra pipe work. It's pretty much the same on both sides. Page 6. We're then going into adding the detail for, again, some of the little cutouts on the that's the bottom half, and then working our way around the details around the edges. Details around are the landing ramp and docking stations here. Liking that. And then on the opposite side here, this is the bottom half, sorry. I can tell that's the big cutout. Clear parts for the engines, the other docking bay. More pipe work, more engines, and even more pipe work. Again, showing you what part you're working on up there. On the next page, there is a little piece on this side about the optional lighting kit, which is virtually impossible to get hold of outside of Japan. But I will point out, I won't show the address, but in here is a optional lighting kit from Teridium Models, if you want to search for those online instead. That'll be what I'll be using. But yeah, you've got a big cutout here for a battery pack, which is quite helpful if you do decide to light it, either by yourself or with one of the lighting kits. Some of the details going in around the engines, battery compartment, flap going on, and then we're going into one of the gun emplacements. They went back on the top instead, putting in some more of the cutouts details, and then around the exhaust ports. Some options there as well, depending on how you wish to do those. More extra pipe work going in, even more pipe work. And then we're sandwiching the two halves together. Again, being careful if you're going to use any lighting there for the ramp and the cockpit. Cockpit sponsoon going on. Then details for the gun emplacements and the radar. Then we're going into more details there, more gun emplacement, more for the feet. If you're going for landing gear up. Details of how to build up the stand, that speaks for itself really. If you're going for landing gear up, or you can flip over to this page here where it will show you landing gear down. And then the ramp going in last thing. Now it should be pointed out, of course, that this is your 5 feet option, so it really is impossible to, or virtually impossible, to build a New Hope Millennium Falcon from this kit. They are quite different by then. So, of course, last page there, going into the very, very detailed colour callouts and decal / sticker options, and some nice colour photos there to get you started with painting the crew if you should wish. I'm fairly sure it'd be a lot easier. Just look on Google at the actors and actresses. But, okay, so first of all, we have the decals and stickers. So we have the stickers here. They're pretty nice. Again, personal choice which ones you prefer. Again, exactly how you're going to build the kit. You're going to build it out of straight out of the box, just smash it together, stick the stickers on. Good. Perfect for any of the kids out there. Interesting, you've got canopy framing as well, which would be quite helpful. So in certain areas, they can be really quite helpful, stickers. Or for the traditionalist amongst us, that'd be me. You got the decals there, they're looking lovely. I don't know if I can get the light to just flash across those, but there's virtually no carrier film at all. Rather thin, nice satin finish to those. We're liking those. Right, let's work our way through the sprues. So, first of all, as I say, all these were individually wrapped originally. So, first of all, we got sprue F. I believe there's a couple of those. Details around the back of the engine, gun ports, exhausts, engines. I believe that's part of the feet there. It's one of the docking stations. Again, this one is exactly the same. It's again more for the landing gear. Now this next one, I'm going to bring up something new to show you. I'm going to be cheeky. It's a way of making the camera focus on purpose, just bringing in something a little bit closer. Now this sprue here, sprue A, is one of the more detailed sprues. Now of course this is one of the typical of Bandai. Of course you have different coloured sprues attached to the sprue, the main sprue, to protect some of the clear parts. An idea which I'm amazed none of the major manufacturers have come across so far, but there you go. So lots and lots of detailed pipe work. One of the main pieces around the back of the engine, and the main clear parts, again, if you should choose to wish to go the glazing route. They are beautifully clear. No distortion at all. Very, very pleased with those. And this is one of the things I really want to show you, and this is the crew. They look stunning. If I can get the camera to focus on them for a moment. It will. You can see them anyway. Brilliantly all detailed, easy to spot. You've got seated and standing. There we go. For everyone. There's Ray. Seated. We've got Finn, Han Solo, Chewbacca. This is the scary one as well. We've even got an utterly tiny, tiny BB-8 here. And he is ridiculously tiny. See, so cute. but we love him. Next sprue, sprue E2. We're looking at some beautiful detail for behind the engines, around the edges of the Millennium Falcon and the docking bays. Again, this is what really show up Bandai's beauty. If I can get this to, I really need this to focus to show you, because there we go. Look at that. That level of detail is around this whole kit. It's absolutely everywhere. There is no no flash, no burring, nothing. Just crisp, beautiful detail all the way. I mean, look at that. And remembering there's more pipe work to go into these little holes here as well. So absolutely stunning. Oh, there's the little cockpit with the sports seats at the front and the ejector seats at the back. Of course, one of the benefits of, or one of the fun bits when it comes to Star Wars models is trying to spot some of the other models that you can spot. Can we see bits from, you know, Panzers and all sorts, and how they were originally built. Next sprue, E1 again. Very similar sprue. We've got the non-glazed cockpit there. Parts for around the front end, and some of the cutouts, and the other the opposite end of the gun ports there on the opposite side. That's the bottom end of the cockpit just there. Liking that. Then we're going into some more recognisable sections here for the sponsoons. At the front, the docking clamps. Again, beautifully detailed, and again these were dressed even more with some of the inserts into these sections here. Got a little bit for the landing gear. Again, if you choose to do it down. I should point out, whilst there are injector marks, they are all completely and utterly out of the way, so none of them will bother you in the slightest. Liking that. We then have piece D2, battery compartment hatch, ramp. We've got the cockpit sponsoon, and these some of the are pieces for building up those sections on the docking clamps. So these would go first, dirt detail over the top of that, and then the clamp over the top of that, building up that level of detail. Absolutely beautiful. And there's your other part of the ramp there. Again, no flash, nothing in the way. Absolutely beautiful. Loving that. And of course, some of the bigger important sections here. So here we have the bottom half. Again, absolutely loving the level of detail on that. If I can get the camera focused, absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning, loving that. Again, loving the battery compartment option there, to give you something to play with if you wish to put them all in, lighting in. Again, if you want the lighting in, again, as you'll have seen in the instructions, there are little sections that plug into here for you to feed the wires into. Size-wise, by the way, a lot of people ask this. This is about, let's try and find a ruler. We're looking about 20 centimetres across. I'm not quite sure what that is in old money. Don't seem to have my tape measure around me, but you can get an idea from my hand there. We're looking overall about the same size as a side plate. So, yep, looking at that. And we have the top half here. Again, this is obviously the bit that will really show the focus particularly, apart from moving the cockpit. So this is the detail that you really want to see, and I am absolutely loving that. Again, there are more parts, of course, to go on top of that, and build it up and build it up. But we are loving that. Okay. We've then got the stand. I'm not going to get that out of the bag, to be honest. But it does give you an example of how things were actually packed in the box before the camera gave out last time round. Everything was in these individual bags, so everything was well secured. The stand kind of speaks for itself, fairly simple. We've got some sand sort of finish on there, like the Service Jakku. And the pieces, of course, that make up these quite clever stands. They link in with other stands as well to make sort of big dioramas. Again, perhaps for the out-of-the-box people. But they are quite cleverly designed in that you can basically set everything at any angle you, any action angle you wish. So we like that. And that is us already come to the end. So that was Bandai's 1/144th scale Millenium Falcon. Thumbs up from me. Absolutely beautiful kit. Go and get one. Thanks again.